Children's first taste of the overall horror genre, and the Goosebumps series is celebrating its 25th birthday this year. We are so thrilled to have the author and creator of the series himself, R.L. Stine, on the show this morning. Bob, it's good to have you join us.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
Of course. Okay, so let's go back here to the genesis. When you started writing the series, Bob, and I know that you used to be a comedy writer. A lot of our viewers may not know that. But when you did switch over into horror specifically and start writing the Goosebumps series, could you ever have imagined it would be as big as it is, and here we are 25 years later?
I don't think anyone could. And I think no one's more amazed than I am. Here we are, 130 books later. Do you believe that? I'm kind of amazed that anyone could write that many stories. But no, we had no idea. We actually signed up for 3 books originally. And I thought that would be it. We'd do 3 of them. Now here we are, 25 years. What an exciting thing.
I gotta admit, I read Goosebumps growing up, but I was scared, and I think I'm one of maybe the only ones that was like almost at times too scared, or at least very scared reading them. But it is being considered a safe scare, right? Which would mean I'm probably just the outlier here. Is there anything about it? I mean, putting them together, writing it, how did you think about that scare component?
Now, you know, a lot of kids are scared. A lot of kids are smart. Kids know whether they are gonna like it or not. And a lot of kids are terrified. I get a lot of mail saying, I can't wear a Halloween mask thanks to you. And I'm terrified of dummies and dolls thanks to you. So I'm always worried they're going to send me their shrink bills. But I had a nephew, my nephew Sam was 6 years old, and he was terrified. And I used to send him books. I'd say, Sam, I think you'll like this one. It's not too scary. And he called me up one day. He said, Bob, you know where this book is going? Right in the garbage. He didn't want any part of it. But I work really hard. I'm not really interested in terrifying kids. It's not really what we want to do here. So I try to find that balance, between horror and humor, and put in a lot of funny stuff whenever I think it's getting too intense for kids.
Yeah.
Bob, 130 books. Can you tell us, do you have a favorite over the years that you've written? What's your favorite Goosebumps book? And this might be separate out of your regular purview. Do you have a favorite Goosebumps cover? Because I always feel like that's a separate conversation. People love the covers. So what's your favorite story that you ever wrote? And is there a cover that jumps out to you as being your favorite?
There are a lot of covers that are really wonderful. There's a cover that Tim Jacobus did in the original series in a book called The Barking Ghost, that has one of the most terrifying dogs on the cover I think I've ever seen. And there's a more recent one called Attack of the Lawn Gnomes, which has 2 lawn gnomes just staring out at the reader, these demonic figures. And that's a very creepy cover. Those 2 come to mind right away. I guess my favorite Goosebumps book is The Haunted Mask, about a girl who puts on this creepy mask at Halloween time, and it sticks to her face and she can't get it off, and it turns her evil.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of that book, actually.
What was the writing process like for you? I mean, how did you get in the zone, and how did you conceive the idea from the beginning?
This is all I've ever done. I don't have to be in the zone. I've been in the zone since I was 9. I actually started writing when I was 9 years old, and I'd be in my room typing all day. My parents, they didn't know what to do with me. They'd say, go outside and play. I'd say, it's boring out there. Type, 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 type. So this is the only thing I've ever known, and I still enjoy it. I still write. I write 2,000 words a day.
Impressive.
R.L. Stine, I have to ask you this question. What gives you goosebumps? I'll tell you this, here's the scariest moment of my life. Want to hear it? This is my most terrifying moment. It was at the automobile show here in New York at the big convention center. Thousands of people around. I brought my son. He was a tiny little guy, and I lost him there.
Oh, no.
Oh.
That was the most frightening moment of my life.
Probably more than Goosebumps.
Yes, it lasted maybe 30 seconds, only 30, but it was a horrible time of panic. And I still remember that feeling. And then finally I saw him and I went running over to him. I said, Matt, are you okay? He said, Dad, where were you? I was going to call the manager.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Right, he was a New York kid. See, I didn't have to worry about him.
He knows what to do. I know. Well, parents tell those stories, right? That always seem to just like make your heart stop almost, and 30 seconds seem a lot longer.
That's my scariest moment.
Does your son like your books? Does he read them?
He never read one.
Why not?
No, isn't that horrible? He knew it would make me crazy. He was the right age and everything, and he never read one, just to make me nuts.
Oh my gosh.
He read only Garfield comics. That's all he read his whole childhood.
All right, well, there are worse things to read than Garfield comics, but I'm surprised he's never read. I want to ask you, Bob, because I remember when I was young, your really successful book started being spun off into TV and movie opportunities. I know that Jack Black was heavily involved with the process that was greenlit over the course of the last few years. Did you ever really see this kind of growing into screen success as well? And what do you think that growth has meant for the franchise overall?
Well, it took 23 years for them to do the movie, you know? That's how long it took. That's a long time waiting for the film. But I got very lucky with it, didn't I? And hey, Jack and I are like twins, don't you think?
Yeah, you look identical, absolutely.
Yeah, listen, power of the movies, the whole Goosebumps series is so rejuvenated and revitalized because of that movie. We're doing well, and that's, we're doing this brand new series called Goosebumps Slappy World. And all because, a lot of it just because the movie was so popular.
Mm-hmm.
And
I got real lucky.
We do have to leave it there, Bob, but the new book is called Attack of the Jack. I may just very well go out and read it. I'm very excited.
A haunted a haunted Jack-in-the-Box. There's also a talking cat in this one. It's a very weird book.
I saw you wrote on Twitter earlier today. It's one of the strangest books in the series, Bob. We have to leave it there. You're a legend. We're very, very appreciative you take the time. Please come back and visit us right around Halloween if you would, Bob. It'd be great to have you back.
I would love to. Thanks a lot, guys.
R.L. Stine, author of the Goosebumps series, join us live on Opening Bell.